Yo, I'm Ryan. This is exposure therapy. I can't feel my face. I'm in Jasper National Park and I've just wandered around in the snow. This is my first day here. There's a lot of snow this morning, so I didn't really know where to go because the highways are all kind of messed up. So I just walked on an unnamed trail through some forest, and then I ended up finding this like frozen-ish lake. And you can see there's some mountains way over there, and this looks kind of nice with the cliffs. I've taken a zoom shot of it. The sun's kind of starting to come out, but there's lots of clouds and it's snowing still. And another interesting thing, I'm on ice right now. I don't want to walk too close, but there's like a nice little curving part of the river. So that's interesting. There's mountains over here as well. They're still in the clouds, so you can barely see them. I don't know how much ice is actually on this, so I don't want to get too close to this edge, but it does look pretty cool. Okay, so I've switched my lens back to my wide angle. I'm gonna try and get a shot with this nice cut in the ice. The wide angle is not working for me. And then I went and took a picture, or used my cell phone just to take a video, and it looks so much nicer on the cell phone. So I'm gonna switch to my 40 and maybe that will help. This is my Voigtlander 40mm f1.2. It's only manual focus. I never really use it very much. Anytime I do use it, I do like how it looks. So maybe this is one of those times, like the mountain there, you can see the top of it is catching some sun. So I can do this without getting snow in the sensor and the lens. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't. Try and redo this. That's why it's always good to take a video or use your phone, because it gives you a different perspective that you might not see with your super wide angle. So I don't think a 40 is what my phone is at. I think 40 is a lot closer. So I think like maybe like 20, 30, 20, 29, 35 maybe. So I'm just trying to find a composition. It's really hard. This is pretty much the first time I've actually done snow photography. So I'm still kind of learning. Because if you don't expose properly, everything looks kind of gross.
After some back and forth lens switching and a lot of different vantage points, I ended up with a couple of nice images.
This mountain here is Yellowhead Mountain. This is a spot I like to come when I'm in Mount Robson. And right now, it's like the first sun I've seen in 2 days. And I can actually see this mountain. I was here for sunrise yesterday, and I did not get, this whole mountain was covered in clouds, and Mount Fitzwilliams is on the other side, and that one, it was kind of shrouded in a shadow with the sunrise. So I was able to get a shot. I don't know how that turned out. So right now I basically have this shot with these snow-covered trees. This guy's kind of curving up, and then you have the mountains. The only problem is there's a bridge right here that I don't want into the shot. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna get rid of that. I might just crop it out after. I'm trying to do like sort of right here where you can see just this in the shade, the mountain lit up. I'm just hitting, if you hear that, I'm just doing like 5 exposures because I'm not good with snow and I don't want to mess these shots up. It is nice to have this in the shadow. It's like a cool shadow, and then that will be a warmer tone, the mountains. Hopefully it turns out.
Well, it did turn out, and it turned out to be my favorite image of this episode.
So I've just been walking around the river valley, Athabasca River in Jasper. It's pretty cloudy, and I haven't found anything too interesting. But I am noticing that there's all these mountains that are sort of peeking out of the clouds. And if you can't find an interesting foreground, what I do is I use my nice 400 millimeter lens, while my 100 to 400 Sigma, and I will focus on these mountains, and you can get some pretty dramatic shots. Actually, this one is lighting up nice here now. You can kind of get like a nice, these mountains here all the way over to there, nice line, kind of some depth of field with the sun shining. And then you also have this big one up here. I should know the names, but I don't. But that one is getting nice sun as well. Certain things that I do that I've learned through taking shots with a longer telephoto lens is use a 10-second timer, bump up the ISO to get a better shutter speed, like a faster shutter speed. Because a lot of times you can't even tell it's shaking, but it really shakes a lot, even on a tripod. And take off your image stabilizer. I know these are common sense rules, but I forget them all the time. Also, maybe just zoom out a little bit, because if you're maxed in on 400, it's not as sharp as like 350, and then you can just crop it. And then I've just got it set up to shoot 5 shots, just in case the first one is still shaking.
On my way back from the Athabasca River, I came across 4 very big bull elk. Two of them even got into a little friendly tussle for me to pretend to be a wildlife photographer for a few minutes.
It is sunrise in Jasper. Took a lot longer to get here than I thought, so it snowed last night, so I was driving in not the greatest conditions getting here. Pulled over at the first location I could pretty much, that looked like, oh, there's some mountains that might get some nice light in the morning. I don't know. This is like the sand dune area. Everything's covered in snow, of course. You're not going to see any dunes. So it's more about trying to find something interesting. This looks kind of cool. This isn't exactly the most exciting shot, but the wind chill is like minus 22. And my lens stopped focusing because it's a stupid ass Valtrox lens, and when it gets cold it won't focus anymore manually. And so I guess this is what I'm stuck with. But you can see the sun is starting to hit this mountain, so I think enough will be in focus. It'll be an okay shot.
I think it turned out to be an okay image. The mountains aren't razor sharp, but it doesn't seem to affect it too much unless you're zooming into 100%.
So I've come back to the spot in Jasper where I was before with the nice little ice cut, like the first place I visited. Weather conditions have changed a lot. It's been extremely windy, and there's blowing snow, but it has uncovered some interesting ice formations here, so fortunately the lighting is kind of crappy. It's a lot of wintertime, the mountains just turn blue, they don't get light, and then everything's got that bluey tinge to it. But it's uncovered this cool little ice feature here in this frozen marsh. So I am taking a picture of it. These things that are like these nice cracks make great leading lines. If you can draw it to the mountain. At least I'm able to focus my camera today, which means I can focus stack, which unfortunately is my main method of doing photography. I like to get really close up to the foreground. It might be a cliche style by this point, but it's a style I really like. Okay, sweet. Well, I couldn't resist. I had to come back to the spot. I'm not even looking at what I'm focusing. I'm just using the distances because it's on this lens. It's like the one good thing about this lens is, I don't know if you can see, but it shows the focusing distance here. Shit. So, as I was about to leave, all of a sudden I noticed these mountains are lighting up from the sun. So I'm walking back to take more pictures. This is why you don't leave early. The wind is like picked up so much. I don't know. Those mountains there are just so nice. I can't really make them look big and nice in a 15 or a 16 millimeter wide angle. I'm gonna try and switch it. I think I missed the best light on it, but I'll try. Issue with having prime lenses that only have one length. So you gotta switch them at inopportune times. Even that is not great. I might have to go to the zoomies. Only time will tell. Oh, come on. Definitely get a good shot of those mountains. It's hard to tell if these are going to turn out good or not. But it looks pretty epic in my camera. So for this sunrise, I really wanted to get these mountains, so I've been looking for somewhere I could go off the road, the highway, and get this river. And I found this one pullout where if I went under a bridge and walked along the river, I could get over here. And then I found there's a bunch of solid ice chunks along the river. So I've got these ice chunks, the flowing water, and then the mountains. Unfortunately, there's no clouds, but the sky's nice and blue. And it looks okay. I'm just gonna go. These ones look pretty cool over there. So I'm just gonna walk over there. Hopefully, I get in. So walking further along this riverbank, I found this really cool design here with the sand and the snow and the ice. Because there was such a violent windstorm last night, it blew all of the snow off here, and then you're left with like the design of ice and sand. And then when you have it with a wide angle lens and the mountains in the background, it kind of has this nice circular quality. So that's a good find. So this is my last morning in Jasper, and I think that is going to be the end of this episode. Glad I found this spot, because it's kind of like I hadn't really gotten a nice sunrise, and then finding some ice flows is cool. So this will be the end of part 1 of my Canadian Rockies in the winter journey. So thanks for watching if you watched all this way, and I will see you in part 2. Thanks. Take care.